the ship movie where the very first scene of the movie, a wire goes across the ship and like cuts out. Yeah.
Okay.
Better names, but I've watched it with her.
That's the scene of the like. You can turn it off after that. Like nothing better is gonna happen.
Yeah, that is
that
true.
part
I
of the
think
movie.
I think I saw it on one of those like vacation trip with my family on that back in the day when you still watched movies in VHS.
It's old enough to be part of VHS.
I think so. There's a lot of
Yeah.
new metal in that movie. That's old enough for VHS times.
Yeah.
Play like Disturbed and stuff when it was the most relevant band of all time.
2002.
Yeah.
That's old enough.
There you go. That's old enough.
It's the end of VHS time. DVDs
Yeah.
are really starting to pick up at then, but they're still doing
like
it.
2004 is where it starts like the boom of DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that.
When I saw it, I was getting it from Blockbuster.
Yeah, there you go. VHS.
Doesn't mean anything. There weren't any VHSs there. At least at the one I was at.
It's the feeling, at least.
I have a VHS of Bartok's Adventure.
That sounds interesting.
Is Anastasia Part 2.
Wow.
Fucking Brahms?
Oh, yes.
I remember watching Shrek on VHS.
He was there.
He was there. I also saw Thumbelina. That's a good one. The Little Mermaid 2, but before it was copyrighted, so she was blonde and a completely different girl. Oh, yeah. You get to meet all the Seven Seas sisters, and they were not nice.
Ooh. That's a nice concept, though. All seven seas. Their own Little Mermaid.
Yeah. They were ruthless, though.
The Arctic Ocean Mermaid. Well,
Oh, yeah.
it's episode 43. The title of this episode is You'll Float Too. That's a reference. Some people might understand.
Is it It?
Yes, to Stephen King's novel It.
I don't like where this is going already.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit disturbing.
Aliens. That's what we've missed out on this whole campaign.
Finally! Get
I was
caught
just
up
waiting,
too.
waiting for the alien episode.
Dave, you should have told me the aliens were coming. I would have chosen it as a preferred enemy.
Aliens?
Yeah.
That's an option for a species?
Put it in. Yeah, last time was our first dedicated episode in a sea voyage where we were trying to figure out what was going on with Captain Betty. Spends most of her time in her captain's cabin and doesn't interact with the passengers, the rest of you, very much. Arvistan caught her diving into the ocean at night. Between him and Ravi determined that she was moving around very quickly underneath the water. When she came back up, Kriv was trying to figure out something. I don't remember.
I was looking at fish.
Looking at fish, which is, a worthy goal in itself. And discovered assailants on the side of the ship. You were attacked, you fought off your attackers, and just as they were about to be defeated, the last remaining one blew on a conch shell to summon a pack of allied sharks, including one massive shark, bigger than your ship. And just as the sharks were about to attack you, they were themselves eaten by an even more enormous turtle, who then created a whirlpool in the middle of the ocean to try to drag your ship down. And we don't know what happened because everyone worked together to help free the ship of the whirlpool. They were sprayed by a blast of hot steam breath from the giant turtle, which caused everyone to be knocked unconscious. Captain Betty revived Arvistan, told him that they are friends now, and then Arvistan and the captain set to reviving everyone else. So, we're all okay by technical terms. Everyone is low on hit points, but hit points are sort of an abstract concept of what your health really is. You're all alive, very salty, in more ways than one, potentially. And Captain Betty is ready to resume the voyage to Mochipa. Does anyone want to address the events that have just occurred, or are you happy to go to sleep or something?
I'm going to look at Arvistan. Is it common to be attacked by giant sea creatures 2 days into a voyage?
Not really. It's this was way too fast, and normally, like, that's the first fire breathing, steamy breathing sea turtle I've seen. Normally, they're just really friendly.
Well, I'm glad to see our luck continues to hold.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you.
Arvistan, have you ever traveled by ship before?
Nope. Always swimming.
He's just saying stuff.
So your experience is based on an underwater journey.
Yes.
Okay. Is Ravi aware of that?
Almost certainly not.
I don't think anybody knows.
And he probably wouldn't recognize the difference anyways. Like, you're in or around the water somewhere and things are just attacking you. That's just a thing that apparently happens now.
Yeah, that seems fair. Kriv, are we doing all right with 1 hit point?
I don't understand the question, Dave.
Is there any particular action that you would like to take at this moment, or are you satisfied with your current condition?
You know, I can heal. This is suspicious, is what this is. But
Just trying to take tabs on where everyone's at. Ravi and Arvistan are having a minor conversation about Arvistan's history.
I can do cure wounds on whoever's present.
Is that something you want to do, or is that something you just want to make everyone know you're capable of doing?
No, I'll do it if people want. People usually don't accept that offer when I offer it, so.
No, definitely. Like, I mean, everybody's at 1 hit point right now. Everybody.
I guess it depends. Are we looking to go back to sleep for a bit? Or are we looking to stay awake?
It depends as well. Are we going to be able to fall asleep for a little bit? Because we don't know if we're going to get attacked again.
What time of day is it?
Let's see. It should be just before noon, I think, right now. Since Arvistan saw Captain Betty heading into the water in the middle of the night, and he and Ravi worked together to understand what Captain Betty was doing in the early morning hours, and then you were attacked shortly after that. So probably a little bit before noon. She didn't let you sleep and recover your hit points.
We can do a little check-in, make sure there's not like a huge hole in the boat, and then take a nap.
If we're like sleeping, I want to see if I could summon a ghost out in this ship.
Ooh. Ghost ship.
Ghost ship?
Coming back
I don't
around.
know if it's even possible. Also, we could try and send messages to people before sleeping. 2 of us can do that. I could do... What the fuck is it called? My brain keeps saying Song of Rest. Right? Sounds very Zelda.
You can do that, I believe.
I just forget what it's called. It is called Song of Rest. Cool.
That'll aid you during a short rest if you want to take
I'm
one
going
of
to do
those.
that regardless,
Okay.
in case we are woken.
So we're going to do
Yeah.
a full rest, hybrid short rest, an anticipatory full rest.
So
Yeah.
does that mean that I can get everything in 2 hours instead of 4?
A short
No.
rest can be as short as 10 minutes.
I was going to say,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it just helps like a hit die.
I mean,
It's just in case we're woken up,
Yeah,
we
we're-
can get more hit points back, that's all.
we'll try to get a full 8 hours, like
Yeah.
most people do. You try to do that, but then sometimes stuff happens, the alarm goes off, and you didn't get quite that much, and you really only get a short rest.
We could try and speak to Derek. I wanted to say hi to him, if anyone's interested.
To stand here and
Go
watch
for it.
the
I'm
day.
really afraid that I'm going to get a legit voice back that is not his one day. Just surprised the giant thing can chat with me.
That would be unsettling.
Other than that, I want to inflict wounds if I can.
Okay, so we want to send a message to Derek.
Yeah.
All right. So you have 25 words that you could send to him. Do you want to use all those? What do you want to say?
All right, guys. I picked last time. What do you guys want to say?
Wait, question. Didn't you learn inflict wounds before, though?
You have to do
is
it every
just for
night.
Yeah, I gotta do it every
Oh,
day.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. Who's saying something to Derek?
Bueller.
I want to look at the boat and make sure there's not holes in it.
Well, I would think the captain would know, but if she doesn't, that's a bigger problem.
I agree with you on that one.
Kriv,
The look is old, so I'm not there. That's your own problem you got right
which part of the ship would you like to check, Kriv?
Start with where we saw the turtle. Wasn't that it was off a specific side, wasn't it at first?
Port bow. I don't know.
It would be to port. So
Yay!
if you want to look over that side, you can make an investigation check. What message are we sending to Derek?
Let's see. How about we, in case what's his face is listening, we'll say we made it to our destination. We are doing okay. Can I get anything from you over there?
Okay, so if used 18 words.
Yeah, that's sufficient.
Seems fair. You get silence for a moment, and then what I can do. A little help here from Mother Nature is you could just listen outside of your own window right now to hear what the rest of the message is for you.
Cicadas! Shit! Well, that's no good. I don't want to hear cicadas. Oh, shit. Well, at least we're getting something, I guess. I don't like that one. That one's a little more menacing than a cricket noise.
What was
Because we heard cicadas, and they're the bad guys. The bad
what
guys.
was the last time when you tried to communicate with him? What was it that we heard?
Crickets,
Crickets? Okay.
which to me was a good sign. Cicada, not a good sign, in my opinion.
Derek's camel was named Cricket, so it might have
Yeah.
been like a little. Who knows?
Yeah. That's why I got excited. But unfortunately, we heard cicada noises from the actual guys. And that's no fun. It's no fun. Especially the big one. Big one made big cicada noise.
Oh god, yeah. Almost made
Into
you
your
guys
brain.
deaf.
Brain cicada.
I mean, I suppose that might still be a good sign. It means that he's probably still alive.
Maybe.
Well, I
like
think
he's
if you try to
broken
message someone
through
that's
the
dead,
corpse.
you just get nothing. There is no response. So
Uh,
this means that he's functioning in some way.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never tried that. So I don't know for sure.
Well, in the name of science, I'm going to try to send a message to my Uncle Aaron.
Ooh.
Okay. What message would you like to send to Uncle Aaron?
I hate you. I hope you're suffering.
If you're still able to hear this, I'm glad you're dead.
Damn.
That's
Oh, kill him.
11 words. Didn't even use half of them.
He doesn't deserve half.
As you might expect, Ravi, you received no response from Uncle Aaron. You saw him die. Well, you didn't see him die.
I heard him die.
Somebody saw him die.
It's true.
You saw a severed head.
I will turn back to the rest of the group. Yeah, nothing. My guess is if you're dead, you get nothing.
That's fair. That's fair. What if you're undead?
I don't know anyone who's undead.
It's true. I only know deads.
But I assume there's still some kind of consciousness there, so that might work?
I mean, no, he doesn't count as undead. Never mind.
Depending on your undead.
I was going to ask Arvistan, but he's alive. And I have clearly chatted with him before. Well, if we ever meet an undead that we're interested in chatting with, we should try.
It's true. I'll admit that most undead we've come across, I just kind of want to smite, but maybe there is one out there.
Well, I'm concerned that he's undead. That's my concern. Or somehow conscious, attached to the thing. I would prefer not that one.
I mean, both of those are not pleasant fates, but at least that way there's a chance that we could save them.
Maybe.
We just gotta find some sort of giant magic beam of bug destruction. I don't know where to get one. I'm just saying that I feel like that would work.
Maybe. I mean, he's made out of people.
But there's gotta be something underneath that. Like,
You don't know that for sure.
you're right, but
Anyway, Crib said they were looking at stuff. We might as well look at stuff, I guess.
The investigation check.
Don't worry about it. It's a 2.
It's a 2.
I would like to investigate as well.
Criv, you look over the side of the ship. You see the water rushing past, and you realize that you're not really sure what the quality of the ship is supposed to be in the first place. So while you look down, you think if you really want to see how the ship looks, you'd have to get underneath the water. So you don't see anything that's below the surface. And from up here, sort of wooden planks put together. That all the planks are still there.
That's good. That's good. This really goes with the fact that I had like a 3 the last time I tried to look at the quality of the ship.
Very inexperienced. You've lost your entire history. very recently. And even that didn't contain anything to do with shipworking or sea voyage.
Sounds about like when we were plumbers.
Yeah.
We need to stop taking occupations we don't know anything about.
I think, unfortunately, collectively, the occupations we do know something about is very limited.
You're right. Before this, I didn't have one.
I'm not sure who did. Ravi, maybe, kind of.
Yeah, I suppose
That's fair. It's very fair.
if healer, I guess, is an occupation, sure, that it's something that I did.
Arvistan was a cook / chef at some point.
Oh, there we go.
But that's been a while.
Yeah. And we don't know with Kriv. I don't know. Maybe the town shaman, for all we know.
Could have been anything. A lawyer.
Boy, would they need that right now. Boy, would they need those lawyer skills right now.
Hey, I tried to help Ravi.
I mean, you did better than I would have done, so I'll take all the help I can get.
I was talking about the fact that you're a traitor to your own land as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's just how it be sometimes.
You know what? I think we're all a little bit of a traitor to our own realm.
Yeah. To a certain extent. We don't know exactly what Arvistan's relation is to his own home realm. So we don't know why he's one of the few people to have ventured away from there
They're
to
all
explore
dead.
the land. Ravi definitely killed a member of his family not long ago.
Like 3 days ago, in fact. It hasn't been a week.
And Kriv and Hajite's, basically their entire home realms are unaccounted for at this point.
That is true. We both somehow dipped. Well, that's not great news. We're not even like kind of okay in our own realms, except maybe Arvistan, who, I don't know, maybe there are ocean bugs for all I know. I don't know how the ocean works.
I don't either.
They
Oh,
did-
okay.
How does the ocean work?
It's a mystery.
Yeah, to you? Is it a mystery?
I don't think he knows how it works any more than anyone else.
That's a weird thing to ask. How does the ocean work?
I mean,
Yeah.
how do you work, really?
What is the governing body of the oceans, Arvistan? What is their political structure?
Yeah, well, is there a king? Who are your people?
We
Tell us
are
about your family. Did
aliens.
you just run away?
We come in peace.
Do you have any siblings? I don't think we know anything about you, really. Sorry.
That's okay. One day I'll tell you my story.
Okay, I just asked. You just gonna hide it for now?
Arvistan looks up to the clouds and a little sea breeze pushes that tiny little bit of hair that he still has on the side of his face.
You mean his hair headband?
Yeah. While everyone else just waits expectantly.
You gonna be informative in any way, bud?
Huh? What's that?
Oh no. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Show you what? What are you gonna show?
Nothing. Why don't you tell us about your family?
I guess normal like everybody else's. A mom, a dad, you know,
A murderous uncle.
I was gonna say, are you comparing it to
I don't know about a murderous
I don't think any of our families are normal, Arvistan.
I don't have parents. Does that count?
I don't
You
know if I do.
you have to have parents. There's only one way to be born.
Yeah, I have people that exist that I was birthed from, maybe, but parents? Debatable.
I mean, have you ever tried to find out who your parents were or
I know
are?
who they are. They're not here.
Look how slick he is.
So let's talk about parents.
Everybody was gunning on Armstrong. He turned that around so quick.
You don't need to talk about my dead parents. How about that?
I mean, it's so
What about
yes,
you?
you have parents that had.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can't tell me that you didn't that you don't have any.
I don't have. I had. You just said had, buddy.
Yeah, but you made it sound like you never met them, you didn't know who they were, like you were just an orphan. That's how you made it sound.
I mean, technically, if she doesn't have parents, she is not a child, but she would be an orphan. Are are your parents alive, Arvistad? If we were to go to the Kraken pool, could we see Mister and Miss Arvistad? Are they just chilling, or
Oh yeah,
Wait a minute.
you
Wait a
got.
minute. Do we not know your last name?
It's right there.
Mr. and
You
Mrs.
can read it right there. Come on.
You know what? I think the only one I really know is Chris. And that's because everyone went, damn the Avarax.
We said DeMonte a lot too, but that
That's
one
true.
doesn't really count
And-
anymore.
Yeah.
But Robbie has said Storm a couple times. Like, no, I'm Robbie Storm.
it's true?
Yeah, we've heard that. What's your last name, Arviston? Can I look you up online?
I add you on LinkedIn.
Hey, can I get your my chat?
Are you allowed to have a LinkedIn if you don't have a job?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, how to say technically you put that you're an actress. You know, you're
Previous job.
Yeah, that is
yeah.
true. That is
There you
true.
go.
You're right. I could write actress.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Diplomat,
Yeah.
everybody
You've
can
acted
say.
in a piece in the past year, so that still counts.
we could say diplomats. Look at that.
Boom,
While
look at
they're
us have-
talking, I turn around and go over to the captains.
No, I'm gonna grab his
Not-
book. We're done harassing the captain.
I'm not harassing her. I'm
Stop
just
harassing
gonna
the
ask. I'm
Talk
just gonna
about
ask if.
yourself.
Whoa, calm down. I'm just gonna ask her if the ship needs some repair and if she needs help with it. That's all.
Yeah, she said right at the beginning that she doesn't need help with anything. At this point, it's harassment.
I
You need to
mean,
call the police.
she needed help to kill all these guys that we just fought. So
She asked for help.
exactly. So she doesn't have everything on her hands and under control.
Arviston, if you're really gonna sneak around like this, I'm gonna have to find your family myself.
Oh, what about sneaking around and my family has to do with each other? What? I don't get it.
It's a punishment. If you keep sneaking around, then she will punish you by finding your family and having them hand over, I don't know, embarrassing pictures of you or something.
Oh, she's gonna hate them. I know that for a fact.
She's gonna hate them. We're just gonna ignore the fact that I can't like breathe underwater. I'm
Because-
just gonna hate them.
No, it's just for the sheer fact that whenever you meet them, they're really sugary person. They want to hug you. They're really friendly. They give you
Ew.
cookies and all that stuff. And I know you
Ew.
don't like that.
You have a loving, happy family? What the hell is that?
Ah, that's how I was born. What can I say?
Why are you out here?
Crip,
Why-
you want to snuggle up with Shell and Luna, who are off on the other side of the ship in the parents are fighting huddle?
So,
Just sort of
You-
awkwardly looking at each other.
do you live in like a wreath?
No, it's just like a huge dome underwater.
Is it? Does it have air?
Yes, it has air.
Oh,
Like a
why?
lot of there's a lot of people, like a lot of different species that live down there, not just sea people.
Why?
Why not? I mean, everybody has their like. Why do you guys? It's the question that I would ask you. Why you guys live up here and not down there? See, it's
I don't know
silly.
anything
Because
about
it's
down there.
way harder to live underneath the ocean than it is on top of a rock.
Can you go there?
What's
Like,
that?
could we send a letter to your parents? Do you get mail there?
Oh, I haven't talked to them ever since I left. So
That's something else. We can talk about that in a second. That's not the question I asked.
Crib is wondering if you're capable of receiving mail.
Do you have a postal system?
not really. Not that I know of. I never sent or received a mail, so there might be one.
How do you, if you can't breathe, how do we get there?
What do you mean if you can't breathe?
I can't breathe liquid. There's
I
a
mean-
reason I drown when I jump in the water.
Oh, there's like little boats and stuff like that, like little submarines that take you down there.
Submarines?
Whoa!
little thingies that you can be inside with a bubble of air that takes you down there into the dome.
Not diving bells. Submarines.
Little boats. I don't know why they call them.
Little boats. Hey God, is there a technical word for that?
Yeah, I don't know if submarine was the first thing that came
There
up
were
to my
some
head.
Arvistan's saying a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, like you guys
And,
are asking me a lot of shit.
As far as
that I
I'm
have not
concerned,
even thought
right
about.
now, everything that Arvistan's saying is stuff that Arvistan's saying.
Ah,
I have not written down anything of this. That you guys are just asking me things that I haven't even thought about. So I'm just going with the flow.
I appreciate that instead of like saying, "Hey Dave, what's the Kraken pool like?" You're like, "It's a dome. There's submarines."
He is free to say whatever he likes. I cannot, at this point, verify his accuracy. You'll have to go to the Kraken pools yourself and find out if there are submarines and underwater air domes
we do not
and
technically
a
have a
postal
map
service.
of the underwater.
Yeah, and we have no idea. Like, as far as Robbie's concerned, this is exactly what the Kraken pool is.
We don't know. He's the only one who's been there.
Yeah, I don't know shit about the ocean regularly.
I mean, the only thing that would, I guess, may possibly trip you up, whether it does or not is up to you.
Submarine.
Is that that might get you, but then Arvistan is one of the few people, at least the only person that any of you have ever known that has come from a place that is underwater. And there's no record of that. Nobody's read anything about people like that. So wherever he's from does not have contact with the nation of Karenia.
Oh, so there's no mail.
Well, see, that's why I live on the land.
We got mail.
Yeah.
Well, what if there's mail between underwater societies? Waterproof paper.
Little male submarines.
Mail submarines. It's just bubbles. They pass back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure you don't live in a wreath?
Little fly fish that we just throw between each other. Send them out with them.
Fly fish. Bubbles don't like actually fly, right? I mean, they get a little air, but like,
Is it fly fishing or flying fish?
Flying fish.
Okay.
okay, but underwater they.
I'm just joking around right now. You guys are taking too much literal.
You
I got
sweating.
really confused for a second. I'm picturing you like fly fishing, just throwing mail to the other side of the ocean.
Well, just so you know, educate yourself because I'm going to come back to this.
You should have
Good luck
known.
with
You had
that.
it here, Jason.
I'm just gonna fall asleep.
Jason, you just got a little taste of being the dungeon master.
Like,
What's everything? Can you tell us everything about anything right now?
Oh, he's making a dig. He's mad that we asked too many questions.
Oh, no. I love it. That's how we find stuff out.
He's just having a kick out of this.
It's
I
fun.
just saw him writing down stuff like, oh, so that's a thing. Okay.
He's like,
Oh, that
I didn't
too.
think about what's in the Kraken pools. I haven't yet.
Submarines, those guys are super advanced.
It really just is Atlantis, and a
What is
super
that
advanced
cell phone
society that we
for?
know nothing about.
Carbon's like, what? You can't just call them? I have a portable batteries? You don't know about batteries?
This is all while everyone's
Oh,
still
man.
kind of drenched in salt water from having been sprayed by steam from a giant turtle.
We're all real injured and just loopily asking about things.
Are we gonna be healed, or are we just gonna take a rest?
Well, I offered to heal, then you said, aren't we just sleeping?
Yeah.
It's true.
I
I still
sing
plan
the song.
to go to sleep.
I'm Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady.
Well, I know we were going to send messages. We sent 2 messages that
Yeah.
Hajite wanted to commune with the skull
Yes.
to attempt to learn another spell. Now, that's going to take some help.
Anyone else want to play? It might be really fun to see if there are pirate ghosts.
Pirate ghost.
I feel like that's not the weirdest thing that's happened to me in the past few days, so let's go for it.
Yay! Who else is in? I need no more people, technically, if you guys want to not. I could call my bird in.
I will help. I like meeting your ghost friends and finding out how they all hate your girlfriend.
I know, what's that all about, huh?
I'm invested in this storyline.
This far into the ocean, they're like, Lyra, hate her.
All right.
Let's do this.
Arbisan, are you joining the ritual?
Let's do it.
Okay, we're getting everybody in. All right. Well, we know the drill. Everybody's got to hold hands for the ritual to work.
I was eating ham.
Are you summoning the ham ghost?
Maybe, it's delicious ham.
Which skull are we using?
Hmm.
We've got the Omni skull. We've got the Hobgoblin skull.
Let's go Hobgoblin.
Okay, a classic.
What if it summoned different ghosts, depending on what skull I was using?
Maybe.
Yeah, you don't know for sure. Place the Hobgoblin skull. Let's just put it on the little. I want to call it a turnstile. That's probably not the right word. With the little spinny dude in the middle of the ship that raises the sails on the main mast. Set it there. Everyone will stand around, hold hands. Spinny dude. Why not? You could
And to
name it
write that down. I don't know boat terminology.
It's got a real name. So you all hold hands, and Hajite starts the chant to begin the ritual. The skull will start to levitate up, as it usually does, a little glowy blue about it. And then it sort of gets kind of this like serpentine movement going. And the skull gets this massive sort of bony headdress coming off of the top of it. These sort of long, spindly bones that all go back. They've got shimmering scales all in between, and they even sparkle, even though it's kind of an ethereal look about them. And this sort of shamanistic fish person just starts to kind of swim in between all of you on the deck of the ship. The shaman will say,
It was I.
Shaman will kind of swim over to you and kind of like nibble at your arms a little bit, like a minnow in a shallow pond.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Never better seen your kind, baby.
Hi. What is your name?
I'm called Little.
Litov?
Little. Read my lips. Little.
Dita? Can you spell it?
Sure, baby. Grab a pencil.
Okay.
Little.
Ah, Litov. Gotcha. That's a cool name. I take it you're from around here? Ah, so you know necromancy underwater? That's amazing.
What are you laughing about?
Nothing. Your accent's really difficult to discern.
It's hard to know about your screaming also.
Oh, good to know. I wasn't being clear enough. I would need one of my hands in order to be as clear as you are.
Speak slowly.
I was wondering if you could help me with something. I was wondering if I could get a spell from you.
Speak then. What is it?
Inflict wounds.
You expect to be fighting foes?
Constantly.
The surface is very dangerous. You do need to be careful.
Unfortunately,
We in the sea don't take kindly to the surface dwellers.
I've noticed, actually. I've noticed people have jumped up on our boat.
Well, you are curiosity.
That's it? Curiosity?
Many things in your ship are different than the others.
How old are you? When are you from?
Well, what is it about?
God? what year is it?
Don't really reckon the years.
It wouldn't really matter because my years would be different than yours, perhaps.
I don't know by the time your standards, but I've been long dead here beneath the ocean.
How did you pass away, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, David.
Finally. Everyone else has been murdered.
I don't know why I'm a magician movie murdered. It's so useful.
I call upon you in hopes that I don't get murdered, unfortunately.
Well, I can't make any promises.
I mean, you seem fun enough that if I died here, we could spend time together. Well, thank you, Litov. Alrighty.
Right, that's and Litov will swim in between all of you participating in the ritual, all of whom have seen a sort of wacky fish shaman talking to Hajite, and I have to wipe my mouth a lot because I just shot my own saliva all over my face.
Does it feel weird speaking normally now?
I can understand. I don't know how you understood what Litov was saying because I couldn't.
I barely understood what he was saying. Barely.
Every indication was that you knew exactly what was going on. I was shocked.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and Litov will sort of mimic casting the spell. Now you're going to have to make some adjustments to make it work correctly because Litov doesn't have lungs. So speaking for Litov is totally different. That's why there's that underwater reverb on everything that they're saying.
Do I have to talk like that to cast it?
You just have to, adjust to how you speak to be able to cast a spell. If you want to cast it the way that Litov casts it, you're going to have to make some anatomical changes to yourself also.
Oh, no.
It involves a lot of swimming and rubbing. It doesn't use hand gestures.
Oh, shit.
More sort of position adjustments. But you can sort of twist those and base them on spells that you already know and how you're able to cast those to sort of get the idea to be able to do that. So you don't have to become a fish to cast Inflict Wounds. Luckily.
That's good.
Litov is skilled enough and old enough to be able to impart that wisdom to you. And then at the end of the ritual, the shaman jumps up, like breaching the water. You hear a splash sound, and then the skull falls and lands on the deck and just rattles over and rolls a little bit.
You guys, I think I have a concussion.
What the hell was that?
I'm gonna be honest, that was a little bit unexpected.
That was very unexpected.
Really?
He was hard to understand. Arviston, have you talked to people like that?
Nope. Not at all.
Do you speak underwater? Just curious.
Yes. I'm talking to you, right?
Yeah, but like underwater. Do you do like hand signs or?
Yeah, it's mainly hand signs because you can't actually understand what you're doing with water on your mouth. It'll sound similar to what that guy was talking about.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It was really. I don't even know. I feel like I nodded to things I probably shouldn't have, but
I felt like my brain was gonna be damaged.
Where does Litov
Which
rank?
it already is, but it probably worse.
We've talked to a handful of spirits now. Litov is like number one, right? Like the best one so far.
I don't know. I fancy Ray.
It's either number one or dead last.
I will refer to him as a wacky fish shaman, though.
Pretty wacky. Yeah, I mean, if you do magic and you're like a dedicated magician for long enough, I mean, so long that you don't even die in some sort of crazy circumstance, you just live until you're dead, you get a little wacky doing magic all the time.
That's fair. I mean, for all we know, he could have just been completely by himself in solitude, just slowly going mad, so...
Or maybe fish people are weird.
Maybe fish people are weird.
Who knows? Based on what Arvistan says, who knows?
Based on me
Well,
how I am.
You could say submarine, and that might be confusing, but marine is a word, and sub is a word. So it is part of marine. So for all we know, that could be anything.
All right.
Part of the water life.
You will have inflict wounds after your next long rest.
It was really stressful.
That really was.
I just talked to a fish. And like I'm positive that fish sound like that. Just like regular fish.
I mean, what? Once we get to shore, Kriv, if you want, you can go talk to some fish, and we can just hang around and listen to what they sound like.
Sure, I just have to yell.
I think they all have accents. All of them.
The trick is that now I suddenly never want to become a fish. It's the problem.
Why?
I will have no idea what I'm saying. I got like 2% of that interaction we just had.
Oh, you didn't hear? She said we were a curiosity on the ship, so they were just visiting us. Yeah.
If you're going to steal something that you can't get.
That's a interesting way to visit. I know I too often try to murder the people's when I go to their house. Like, hey, that's a nice painting. Stab.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're like a bad example for that right now because you did go to your family's house and kill a dude. Like,
It's true.
Also, your friends like stole everything.
They did steal everything. I don't know if I should be like upset or impressed because they cleaned that place real good, real quick.
Maybe both.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Not mutually exclusive, so that's fair to say. Are we doing this rest, or are we gonna do something else?
Definitely
one of
doing
them.
the rush.
Another argument? Somebody else want to
No.
get interrogated? Kriv, maybe?
That would be a fruitless effort.
I don't know any sea shanties to sing people to bed. I feel like that's important.
I don't know that they're meant to put people to sleep.
You should learn Bones in the Ocean. It's about dead people in the ocean, and I feel like that's your vibe.
Oh,
You-
cool.
You should what's that shanty? How does it go? What do we do to a drunken sailor? What do we do to a drunken
What
sailor?
do we do to
That's the Kraken Pools version.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense. You just drag him down and eat him or something.
My brain just keeps going, oh, I did. Which isn't right. It's not.
It's not.
There's a part
That's what
in
I
the
was
shanty
thinking
where they
about.
say that they shave his belly or the beard or some shit like that.
Save his belly with a rusty razor.
Yeah, there you go.
In fairness, the whole shanty is them doing things to the drunken sailor.
The drunken sailor, yeah.
You know what?
Captain's
The
daughter.
song of rest they get is just like a vocal narration of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, yeah. You tell the whole story for them.
Yeah, that's their song.
Yeah. And we could do that over multiple nights if we need to, because it's a pretty long one.
I still have the sheet music from band if you want to play it for us on your new flute.
I'm gonna practice for that.
Are we resting below decks or on deck or anywhere in particular?
Yeah,
Hammock.
Ghost is chill still.
I had hot water spread on me above deck, so I am going underneath the deck.
I'm gonna fully trust this lady to watch the boat.
I'm saying you were the only one that stayed above deck before. Do you want to head down to the hammocks, or are you going to stay in your current position?
You gonna watch the lady be a fish?
Wait, we said that it was noon, right?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go I'll go below deck for a little bit.
Okay. So everyone goes to sleep to try to wear off that extreme bout of energy that they just spent fighting off sea creatures and being almost devoured by giant turtles. While you are sleeping, I'd like everybody to make a perception check.
Do you get disadvantage because we're asleep?
I won't require it. You are free to roll with disadvantage if you'd like.
That means if you want to give yourself problems, you're allowed.
Is it perception?
Perception, yeah.
13.
11.
16.
23.
23?
I'm more attentive when I'm unconscious.
Okay.
You just heard a fish breathe.
Crib
I
pays
just
attention
asked-
out in the ocean.
I astral project when I'm unconscious.
Yeah. Good at paying attention to things. Not great at determining the quality of ships, but everything else we're okay, right? Kriv, since you have the highest score, I'll have you be the first to react. There is a sort of thumping on the hull, as if you're colliding with something hard. It goes down the starboard side, and it rattles a few times, almost as if you're going past something. And then you hear a couple thumps on the port side, a little louder, go tunk, and then it sort of quieter thumps as it trails down. And then also on the port side, you hear a kind of scrape. There's a thump, and then it just tears a little bit. You can hear and actually pinpoint the area where you hear that tearing sound coming from. It's not piercing through the hull. There's not a leak or anything. But it is kind of disturbing. There's just sort of scraping along the side of the ship.
I assume this is too small to have like little like portholes or anything where you can see.
There aren't windows or anything to look out of underneath the water.
Well, I gotta go look though.
Okay, are you going to go solo?
Yeah, I know it sounds bad, but we like all just went to sleep.
Okay. You head over to the small staircase to get back up onto the deck. You realize you haven't just gone to sleep. Seemed you were very tired and you slept the day away. The sun is gone and the moon is out. So everybody has a full rest at this point. But the first thing that you will notice as soon as you get up on deck is that the sails are being taken down. The sort of rope and pulley system that Betty has going into the captain's cabin is whirring like crazy, and it's dropping the sails, and you could feel the ship start to slow. But you still hear some of that thumping sound on the sides of the hull.
Don't see anything obvious like sticking up around us or anything.
You want to look out into the water?
Yes.
It's pretty dark. It's going to be hard to see anything.
Can try my little conjure flame, my little hand one. I don't know how helpful that is, but
Okay. I mean, you could toss it out even if you feel confident that it's not like a field of oil.
I mean, it's definitely not going to go underwater to help in that way, but
It'd be like shooting a flare, kind of. Not as quite as bright as that, but you could travel the light and follow that. Or if you could just hold it in your hand and you'd get at least a little bit more light in your immediate area.
well, I would like start that if I don't see anything. I would try.
Okay. Give us another perception check then.
Every other one of these goes good, and it's not this one. 9. 4 plus 5.
You conjure your little flame in your hand. It doesn't give you very much. You can kind of just see the water on the very edge of the ship that's right next to it. There are things in the water. You catch them for just a second because the boat's still moving. And while it is slowing, you're still kind of getting past this stuff. You're making a cross the ocean voyage. So the ship was already moving pretty fast. So you kind of see these things just sort of rush past. They get slower as they go, but they're just like big They're all wet and they're kind of reflective a little bit. So there's the water on the surface is kind of clinging, and you see the reflection of your firelight on them. Flat pieces, and some pieces are skinnier, like tubes. But you don't really see the same thing twice. It's all some sort of complex figure. But you got a 9 on perception, and your light source isn't very strong, so it's hard to say exactly what you're seeing.
Gonna go wake up Armistead.
Okay.
He's the one of us who might know what that is, and if we need to be spooked.
Arbstan, Kriv comes down below decks and wakes you up.
No, what happened? I'm hungry.
There's something weird outside. It's nighttime, and it's making creepy noises against the boat, and I don't know what it is.
What does it look like?
I don't know. Come look at it and tell me if we need to wake everyone up and mess up our sleep schedules real bad.
Okay. I start just baby crawling outside, trying to wake up.
You trance, dude. You weren't even asleep.
It's sleepy for me, okay?
He sleeps sometimes if he feels like it. Before you can wake up Hajite and Ravi, you see that Captain Betty's already rousing them.
Cool.
Captain, what the hell's going on?
She has to push up a little bit. Your hammocks are hanging a little bit higher than she stands.
What? Are we dead? Again?
Which one of you can make a light?
I can.
Come with me.
Okay. And I will half sleepily stumble up the stairs.
She'll take your hand. She'll like reach up and hold you by the hand and lead you up the stairs since you're very sleepy.
I'm going to follow.
She's leading you, Ravi, into the captain's cabin.
Whoa!
She got the door open. Now, it's sized for a halfling, so you'd have to duck down very low to get in there. When you do, it's dark in there. You can't tell exactly everything that you're looking at. But the size of the cabin itself should be, somewhat spacious. It seems like it's crammed full of stuff, which isn't necessarily surprising, considering all of the different mechanisms that are feeding into here. But she sort of brings you over towards a corner, and you bump into a couple things on the way. It's very dark. You hit your head on the ceiling once or twice. She brings you over to sort of like a reflective box. It has a candle in it, but the candle's melted down and basically gone. The wick's just sort of freestanding there. She says, "Can you get your light in here?"
I will first cast light on my pendant. May Freyr light the way. And it'll be bright as daylight, and I'll put it in there for a moment.
All right. If you put it in, the light reflects off of the mirrors and creates a beam that gives her sort of a spotlight that she can direct out on the water. Everyone else that's outside of the captain's cabin, make a perception check.
Oh, I'm blind as a bat.
13.
Yeah, I got another 9.
All right. Kriv, you see whatever it was that you were seeing on the side of the boat with your flame in your hand is also out in the water everywhere that beam shines. Hajite, it's a little more apparent to you based on the collection of things that you see jutting out of the water. Some of them are large antennae. Some of them are large spindly legs that just come out to little pointed ends. Some of them are mandibles or chitinous claws. You've run into a sort of large conglomeration of floating bugs.
I'm going to cry.
It's free.
There's a free action.
They all look dead.
I sure don't like that. That doesn't look fun.
Betty will try to lead you back out of the cabin. Ravi, are you willing to leave?
I will take my pendant and I will cast a spell onto like the nub of her candle, so she still has the light. But then I can get my pendant back.
Okay. Can you only have one light going at once, or can you?
Yes,
have
mine would go out.
Okay.
It's not a concentration spell, but I think you only have one going at the same time.
Sure. Ravi, you can come back out. If you want to make your own perception check with that beam of light shining out, you can.
17.
All right. It's easier for you to see the bugs with the beam of light shining, and everyone's eyes sort of adjusting to the moonlight gives them a kind of an idea. The light shines on enough of the ocean to get an idea of how much is floating there in the water. And then even with the darkness, you could see that it's covering a vast area around you and mostly in front of you, at least as far as you can see. That there are just bodies all floating in sort of like a big mass in the water.
Well, I think the call to get a ship might actually have been the right one, looking at this.
We can't sail the ship through that. They're too rough. They'll tear us to shreds.
I
Have
don't.
you seen this before?
I haven't seen anything like this, but I know my ship and I know the sounds it makes, and I can hear them scraping on the hull. If we go too much farther, we're going to get a leak.
Can I just go ahead and cast Dark Vision so I can know what's happening a little bit?
Sure.
I don't suppose you know a way around it, do you?
I don't know how big it is. Getting our way around it's going to add, depends on how large, a lot of time to our voyage, and we're not really stocked for that big of a diversion.
Can we move it? Can you move the water?
And these are all dead, you said, right?
Looks like, yeah. They don't look the same as the bugs that you saw in Tarsaria that were burrowing around in the sands. But they share enough similarities that you think that they might be something like that.
Do they look like a water version?
You really have to, I mean, it's hard to say because the amount that's above the surface of the water is not enough to get a clear view of what they look like.
Yeah.
Well, between myself and Kriv, I think we can probably push the water aside for a bit.
Can you just like use gust of wind to just blow them to the sides and make a path? While we
I
go forward
blow it
slowly?
up.
I can't blow them up. I can part them with the same control water spell that I used to help get us out of the whirlpool, and it'll give us 10 minutes worth of free-flowing sailing. If I do that twice, it's 20 minutes, so it's something at least. And maybe we'll have a better understanding of if we can get through it or if we can't.
I also still have Control Water and also Gust of Wind.
So between them and us, we got 40 minutes worth of that,
I could blow it up.
and then she can blow it up.
Are we sure it's gonna work?
We're not sure of anything.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that my spell will work. I can't promise that in 40 minutes between the time that me and Kriv's spell ends that we'll be at a better place.
I I have an idea we can get a little bit better idea of, I guess, how far we'd have to be to get out of this. I can summon my little bird friend again.
That's true.
I can see through a bird and see if I can see how big this is.
Does it have to be a bird?
Well, birds can fly, and that sounds a little more helpful. We don't know what's maybe under these in the water.
I was just thinking about a fish.
Well, it can be killed, and if it's killed, then we don't get any more information, is what I'm thinking.
Very true.
I think it's a
Can
good call.
Can we grab one of those things and bring it on board?
Potentially, if you want to try to do that. Kriv, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'd recommend a bird that can see at night.
Yeah, we have owl as one of them.
That would work.
I would say like try to bring one of those things on top and see what killed them, like what type of scars and stuff like that they have to know, and see if we can figure out what killed them.
Well, Arvistan, you've jumped off the ship before. Why don't you just hop on down? We've stopped, yeah?
No, we haven't stopped.
Yeah, we have.
Have we?
Slowed down considerably. Slow enough that you think you might be able to swim next to the ship.
I think. I'm not sure though.
I mean, we could tie you to it. You're just gonna go down there and grab something. We gotta pull you up anyway.
You could swim, Arvistan. It'd be fine. The sails are down.
Okay. And this is like all like a big radius. All of these carcasses just.
Yeah, there aren't so many behind you. Since you really just started to run into this, they're more scattered behind you, but they do go a little bit further back. But they're a lot more concentrated in front of you, and as far as you can see in that direction.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Ravi to tie me up again, and I'm gonna slowly drop into the water,
Sure.
just in case there's something under all of this.
It's easiest
big
to
fish
hop
or
over
something.
into the rowboat, which is a little lower down than the deck.
Okay,
and
and
then
slowly just
Tip
go
yourself
down.
over from the rowboat.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and make a perception check first to see what I can see
Sure.
under all of this. That's a 14 plus 5, that's 19.
All right. You get below the surface of the water, and you turn to look and see what you might be dealing with. You're face to face, inches from your face, with two massive bug eyes, and in between them, I'd say probably between 12 and 20 tentacles, free floating in the water, and they sort of touch you as you get into the water. You back off really quick. But that's the face of the creature. There's a lot more underneath than you can see from the surface. You think it's probably maybe twice as big as Ghost.
Okay, have I seen this before?
Never.
Do they attack me or they just inspect me?
It looks dead.
Oh, it's dead.
You see the eyes, and you see those big tentacles coming out from in between the eyes, and they're moving, but it's just the water moving.
Okay. Do I see anything alive, like maybe some movement of something, any sign of a live creature or something like that?
You don't see
Besides
anything.
little fishes and stuff like that.
Nothing alive. You don't even see the little fishes. But you can't see very far now that you're close to the surface of the water, because they're really packed in on top of each other. So you see a few of them just kind of connected, slammed into each other, but none of them seem to be moving or, animated in any way.
Okay, I'm gonna go down a couple of feet more,
Sure.
and see like how thick or how far this stretch keeps going.
It's not altogether unlike when you're above the surface of the water. It looks like most, if not all of them, are floating and breaching the surface. There might be a couple that get trapped underneath a little collection, but it's not like an iceberg of dead bodies that descend down into the depths.
All right. And looking behind the boat and to the sides, going from one side to the other, you just see the same thing.
Same as what you see. You think that there's not anything extra underneath, other than to say that most of them is under the water, most of each one. But they're all breaching the surface. So everything that you can see under here, you can also see from up top.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the little rowboat,
Sure.
get on it, tie the rope to one of the creatures, and bring it back up.
Bring it back up.
Yes.
Give us a strength check.
Oh boy.
They are big.
I want to help. Can I help?
They are waterlogged. You can help. Make a strength
Yes.
check with advantage.
Please help us. Am I doing advantage as well or no?
That's you doing advantage with
Oh.
Hajite's help.
Oh, okay. Oh, mine sucks, so you better roll really good.
Hajite doesn't have to roll. Hajite is helping you. So it's your roll with advantage.
Okay. Oh, thank God, because I roll a 2.
You can do better.
Oh, that's better. That's a 12 plus 5 strength. That's 17.
Is anyone else helping? He's lifting a creature the size of 2 draft horses.
Yeah, if I saw that they were really struggling, yes, I would go over and help.
It's very difficult.
But we have to struggle first. He's not going to help until he sees
yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw Arvistein just climb up by himself last time against the currents. Well, yeah, he's got it.
How many of our plans are occurring simultaneously? So we know that Arvistan is trying to dredge one of the creatures up out of the water. And we know that Kriv is looking to summon a familiar, send an owl out to see the size of the issue, and that Kriv and Ravi together are trying to cast spells to get the ship moving. Kriv, are you summoning the familiar while they're doing this?
I was gonna wait till at least Arvistan was back on board.
Okay.
So if I'm like in the vision of the bird, I want someone there if I'm like talking out loud to actually get what's happening.
You'll see them struggling. Do you want to help them try to pull one of these things onto the boat?
I can if there's enough rope and whatever.
Okay. Then between Kriv and Ravi, which one of you wants to make a strength check with advantage?
I think my strength score is higher than Kriv's is.
Probably. Feel free. It's mine's a +0.
That will be a 20.
Nice.
Okay. So the 4 of you work together. Probably get another rope in there eventually, so that we can pull on 2 ropes at a time, get some better leverage. You have to drag this thing up. Since Arvistan got back on the ship through the rowboat, you'll probably lift it up and into the rowboat. Do you want to take it all the way up and onto the deck of the
Yes,
ship proper?
all the way up. Yeah, all the way up.
Okay. So everybody gets up there. You take a little breather. Breathe heavy. It's a lot of work. This thing is huge and waterlogged. Once you sit on the rowboat for a second, you get your breath. You pull it up the rest of the way, and it sort of spills up onto the deck of the ship. It is large. As big as the bugs that you were fighting in Tarsaria. Who wants to give it the inspection and try to...
I could do that.
Before they inspect it, I'm gonna grab one of my daggers and stab him in the head to make sure that it's dead.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Whoop!
It's covered in chitinous armor.
That's a +6. That'll be 16.
Okay. You hit it. Your dagger goes in a little bit into the into the chitin shell on the outside, it doesn't react. And you kind of have to pull, you put your foot up on it, and then yank your dagger back out.
Okay. I guess that should be enough.
All right.
16.
16?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you look it over. It has 6 sort of long insectoid legs coming out from this large covered carapace. The back is very heavily armored with this sort of chitin, but the underbelly is a little more exposed. It does have an exoskeleton there as well, but it's not quite as thick and hard as on the outside. There are 2 big arms with big pincers on the front, like you might find on a scorpion. And there's a tiny head in between there, and this is what Arvstan saw before. It's got 2 big bug eyes on it, and then a big collection of tentacles pouring out in between. All the way on the back, there's a sort of tiny tail with a little fin coming out of the back. You could make a nature check, or you could share that information with someone else and have them make a nature check.
I definitely share that information.
All right. Anyone that would like to then can make a nature check to try to determine what sort of creature this might be.
I'll try, but
You said nature check?
Nature.
Okay. I'll try one. Nope, forget about it. Natural 1.
I got a 16 again.
I got a 4.
I got 18 minus 1, 17.
Nice.
Greb and Hajite, you sort of could consider this thing and come to similar conclusions. It's not altogether unlike a lobster, but it's a little more insectoid. It's got more scorpion features than a lobster might have. But the problem with this thing is that it doesn't look like it's built for the ocean. The tail is way too small. It doesn't seem proportioned well enough to be able to swim. And what you can gather from a cursory glance at it is that it doesn't look like it has any ability to breathe in the water. It looks like someone tried to think about what something living underwater might look like without ever having actually seen something.
Well, I think it looks enough like a bug that somebody's making them.
Like,
Making them? What do you mean making them?
I think they're maybe being made by someone, and someone's trying to, I don't know, make like the water version of a bug. Someone make this is invented, I think.
So we now have someone who is actively raising the dead and someone who is creating bug monsters to attack the civilizations of all folk and non-folk.
Looks like they're on their way to the water.
So does this mean that this giant monster that we encountered, the judge, is trying to get into other places?
It's possible.
Is there
I
like
mean, I'm more worried that they could potentially succeed. Maybe these are bad experiments that didn't pan out.
is there like a direction at all? Like we can see like the current pushing them a direction or anything?
I'd say not necessarily. This far out in the ocean, currents would be too large to be able to perceive on this scale. So while there most certainly are, oceanic currents that are moving the water around, um, there's nothing significant to suggest that these are moving in a specific direction. At least as far as you could tell, because you would be moving in that same direction on the ship. Um, they are being kept together by those currents at the very least. They're not just being spread out across the entire sea. They're kind of clustered.
Um, I'll talk to Betty and ask if she's seen anything like this before or anything remotely close to it.
She'll say, "This is maybe the most disturbing thing I've ever seen out on the ocean. I don't feel good. I think we need to get out of here."
Kriv, can you have your bird do some searching, see how far it is?
Yeah, I'll try to circle and see, I guess, the shortest way out of this.
Okay.
I will summon my owl familiar, wild companion. Sorry, I'm a druid, not a wizard.
It's not a familiar, okay?
What if I was just a wizard who, thought I was a druid and that's why I'm so bad at it?
What? Craven, you just been polymorphing this whole time?
Yeah.
Everything else was the dragon storm, making you seem like a druid. You'll send the owl up. Now, owls aren't necessarily high-flying birds. They go a lot more in between trees. But your owl will do what you want it to do. It's just a little shaky up there in the upper currents, the air currents that you can notice now while you're looking through your owl's eyes. You can see in the dark pretty well, especially with that moonlight. It helps a lot. You'll see that your little ship below has come into the edge of sort of like a scar in the ocean of this big mass of floating dead bugs. Based on the height of the owl and your best guess at distance, the shortest across is definitely going to be the direction that you're already heading in, because it's kind of long and thin, and you're coming at it just from the side, so it'd be better just to pierce through. But it looks like, since you don't have knowledge of nautical distance, it looks like 10 miles to get across
That's a lot.
At least
Holy
6.
cow.
this pile of dead things. And 10 miles, that's shorter than 10 nautical miles, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying nautical miles.
It's not that much shorter. 10
Yeah,
miles is
no,
still
but
pretty far.
Yeah, that's pretty
40
freaking
knots.
far.
Betty will warn you that moving quickly through is not going to be a good idea because you risk damaging the ship if we
Yeah,
run
it's
into too
gonna
many of these.
it's gonna destroy it. That's what she said.
Can I, before it's up, look around for anything else concerning, I guess?
It's open ocean from that as far as you can see. Can't even see it back to Karenia anymore.
What's the top speed of your ship?
Oh, I had that. They put it in D&D speeds. So let me read that. I gotta pull that up here on the book real quick.
Betty just says, nah, 50
So-
blocks.
just a second, because the ship just goes. She's not always concerned about exactly how fast it's going.
50 squares.
Travels at about 5 miles an hour.
Oof, that's not nearly fast enough. What if we parted the water for the next 40 minutes, then reduce speeds down to a crawl, Me and Kriv try to take another long rest, get the spells back and try it again. That'll get us most of the way through.
If we can clear the water around the boat, I can push it like with gust of wind.
I could kaboom.
Like if we can get it up hitting the ship. Otherwise, I can help push water further away.
Yeah, I don't want to wait another 8 hours while you guys take a nap in this mess.
Do you have another idea?
We can move them physically. So we could get somebody in the water.
Not it. You guys are one rope away from me just sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, I can try and help. I'm not great at all of this, but I can give it a shot.
I'm sorry, I missed that little part. What happened?
Betty
Quick recap. I was stuck in.
The only person that can swim
What
wasn't
happened?
listening.
wants to get through quickly. We've got 10 miles of corpses to try to get past. The ship moves at 5 miles an hour.
I can swim faster than that, right?
It's faster than 5 miles an hour, I think.
Okay. I will. Betty. I would talk to turn around Betty and I ask her, like, do you think that both of us that can swim in the water be on the front and pushing all these carcasses to a side while the boat keeps going forward? Like,
Who's going to sail my ship?
I mean, the last time that we were sailing and you jumped into the water, you were under the water for a long time. The ship was going up front by itself.
I didn't have miles of corpses in front of my ship last time I jumped in the water.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I'm asking you. Should we just jump up front and swim forward and pushing all the carcasses to the side
Hey,
to
I was
open and make way for the ship to pass?
Hey, Arvison, I'm gonna interrupt real quick. I know you walked over here, but we were having a group conversation, and I can make it so any of us that want to can walk on water for an hour at a time. So we don't just have to have the two fastest swimmers participating. Because I would assume that's walk speed then.
Well, we can take turns then.
I could
Once
cast
your
a
spell is over, me and Betty go into the water and do that, and then after you guys rest after an hour, we can swap again, and that way we can just
Well, I can
keep
cast water
rotating.
walk too, so at least one of us could be water walking to help move these bugs while you swim through it. So if we had, for example, me and you moving the bugs, Kriv cast water walk on me once, I then cast it once on myself, and that
Water
gives us 2 hours worth of bug moving.
Outside of that, I can cast free movement, so water isn't slowing anyone down.
Water walk is up to 10 creatures.
Oh, well in that case we all could do it. Well, everybody but Betty, of course.
Anyone willing, it doesn't just have to be our fastest swimmers.
Willing.
I'm not.
Willing.
not.
Fine, yes.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask somebody to jump out on the ocean and trust that they'll be able to walk on water long enough to move a bunch of bugs out of the way for miles. Someone does need to, just in case, be in the ship.
Yeah.
Ready to make adjustments as necessary.
More likely than not, Betty's gonna throw a fit if we try and steer her boat.
Yeah, sure will.
If I was a shark, is that helpful?
How big a shark?
Be a shark.
Is that anything?
What about a shark with free movement?
I think the water walking would be fine. I have like sticks, stuff like that, while you guys are doing, and you guys doing water walking, pushing the carcasses to the sides, and me in the water swimming ahead, trying to like move them apart a little bit so you guys can walk and push them.
I'm just saying, this looks freaking dense, and that sounds like it's gonna take forever.
We don't think controlling the water, we could, like, create waves away? But
I mean, if you can control water like a water bender and just part them apart, open the whole thing to the sides and make way, that'll be faster.
All right, how about
like we did
we have
earlier.
one person trying to move them out of the way and another person making the ship go faster? Because essentially that's what we need. We need speed.
I mean,
The
nothing.
faster we can get out, the less spells we need. And once we hit the end of those particular spells, we have other spells we can cast. We have other things we can do that aren't timed like that.
The only problem about that is that you might accelerate the boat faster than what people are taking the carcasses to the side, and the boat takes damage.
It works smarter, not harder, Arvidston. If one person's waterbending the bugs out of the way and one person's waterbending the boat faster, it's fine. We got it.
Okay,
I'm not worried about that.
I'm okay with that then. Waterbend that away.
Okay. Go ahead.
Kriv, do you want to make the boat go faster or move the bugs out of the way?
Let's go make the boat go faster. I'm assuming, just gonna throw it out there because we've done this before and we all know it's my specialty. We couldn't just. It's not a good idea to just, like, burn these, right? That's not a thing.
No, that's unless they're like
Fire.
There are a
oil
lot
or
of them.
Yeah,
They're in the water. It's unlikely to be very successful.
Unless they
The
are
issue we're
like,
running into is this chitin and these claws and stuff scraping on the hole underneath the surface of the water, and that
Say
you
it
wouldn't be able to
was
burn out.
successful.
unless they're
What's that
dosing like in like oil.
I had to
Or
throw it
something like
out
that.
there.
If you could burn the ocean, definitely it's an option that should
I
be
mean, we
considered.
have done that in real life before.
Yeah.
That is a problem we have.
We're not far enough in the future for that.
We're not trying to destroy the planet.
Actively.
Making a good effort.
Okay, I can.
Solid effort.
All right, waterbend away. One pushes the boat, one pushes the carcasses to the side.
Okay.
Let's move on.
And then
So-
we'll reassess after that.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to go to the front of the boat, and I will cast Control Water, and I'm going to use the Flood ability, which raises it up, so then it'll push the bugs to the side.
Right. Okay. Reverse Moses.
Exactly.
Instead
So
of
we're
cutting it
pulling
out
the
the
boat
middle, you lift up the middle, and everything has to flow off to the sides.
Yep.
Sure.
So this is going to put the ship higher than the surface of the ocean, then, right?
Well, I can cast it up to 300 feet out, so the game plan is it'll always be 10 feet out, and it'll act almost like a snow plow that goes just forward.
Okay. You make a little V shape, just like a snowplow, so that you can
Absolutely.
just push it off to the side. Okay. So
Oh,
we're
Robbie's snowplow knowledge.
using control water to make an aquatic snowplow and an aquatic
Snowplow, if
engine.
you will.
Okay. And then, Kriv, you're lifting the back to. Or how is control water making the ship go faster? Exactly.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Is I feel like I would just be slamming more of the bodies up against the ship because they're under it and around it. It's not just in front. I couldn't push the water to push the boat faster without slamming them into it.
Gotta think smart about it.
I can do gust of wind. That's not as long.
I mean, that's fair. I can do nothing, so.
There's always that. Hajite could hang on to the back of the ship and kick her legs in the water really fast.
I feel
Really fast. Super fast.
I feel like there's something me in real life is not understanding about the conversation we just had, and it's impacting my plan.
We've got a snowplow on the front, so we're not concerned about the speed of the boat, at least as long as Robbie's controlling the water from the front.
I mean, it's a sailboat. If you make a lot of wind, the sailboat will go faster.
If you want to unfurl the
You really wanna
sails,
Wind.
you could do that. Or
Yeah.
just simply count on Betty to be able to sail the ship as she's been doing.
Yeah.
And cut her way through, just bending the sails the way that she wants them to go so that the ship moves forward.
I don't know what level spells any of these are, so I'm just arbitrarily throwing out ideas. You know, like I don't know how much you can waste on things.
You could alternate with Ravi, because it's going to take longer than one cast of control water, so that you have a constant plow going. And then, how long does that spell last for?
It's 10 minutes, so we'll have 40 minutes total between the two of us.
You could get 40 minutes of plowing through.
That's a 4th level for me. I only have one of them.
Oh, in that case, it will be 30 minutes.
Yeah, the alternating if I can yell out to drop the sails.
I can make a giant frickin' wave from the back, but it might hit stuff.
Nick said, I only have one of those as well. We have 20 minutes worth of that.
Hmm.
A
So is
big
that the plan?
kaboom from behind might push us forward, but it might.
Yeah,
hit us.
I still think that's the plan, to get us 20 minutes in, and then we can do the water walk thing and spend the next hour and plus doing it that way.
Okay. So we'll let that play out. So we'll have Ravi and Kriv standing up at the bow of the ship, parting the waters, raising them in the center so that all of these bug corpses float off to the sides. They'll be able to do that for at least 20 minutes. It'll get you further in to this large conglomeration of floating corpses. And then comes the water walk times. Water walk lasts for how long?
Well, would it help if one of the times when Ravi's doing the control water to do the gust of wind? To just quicken us?
What's gust of wind at?
What do you mean?
Like level 2?
Yeah. It's only for up to a minute, but
It might make you go a little faster. But Betty is a competent sailor. I mean, the ship will be able to move while Ravi
Yeah,
and you are
definitely.
parting.
it was just more the concern of if we get through it faster.
It could work faster.
Well, we're not hitting stuff, but if that's not a ton faster,
It's a little faster.
every spell I have has water in it, so I gotta look. 3rd level, 1 hour water walk, up to 10 willing creatures.
Okay.
Yep.
So that should be, I believe Ravi has the spell as well. Between the two of you, you should be able to cast that enough times to get people out on the water and moving corpses out of the way. Now, who's going out? Ravi's willing to walk on water.
I mean, I'll walk or
Hajite's
swim.
not.
I'll walk or swim, whichever.
Kriv, would you be out walking on the water with your quarterstaff pushing these corpses out of the way?
Not gonna be happy about it, but yes.
All right. Shell is willing to go out on the water and move corpses.
That's what we need, a bird sprinting out of the ocean.
Oh,
Do
that
you
would
want
be
to
so
include
funny.
Shell or Luna, maybe?
No, they're good. Luna's
Shell's
staying where
willing.
she is.
She's fully willing.
That sounds like more of a problem, less of a
Yep.
solution.
Yep.
Okay, so no Shell,
No.
no Luna.
We don't got time for that right now.
No Luna.
Arvisan, do you want to walk on water or do you want to swim?
I mean, if we're already burning the spell,
Well,
might as well
Yeah, but
might
are
as
you
well just
faster in
walk
the
on
water?
water, and if something happens, I can always end up like if we hit something like. Can something happen to prevent us from walking in the water anymore?
The spell
Only
runs
that-
out.
Yeah, but are you faster underwater?
Oh, definitely faster underwater.
If you think you'd be able to push better swimming than walking, it's up to you, whichever one.
Yeah,
you want to
I'll do it swimming.
do. Okay.
yeah.
You guys think I should cast Thunderwave, try and get him out of the way?
That would
Underway
work
to
best if you
thousand.
were out walking on the water with everyone else.
I could throw it
Yep.
okay distance. Just asking the field.
Betty's going to approach you, Hajite. It's Hajite, right?
Yeah.
You're in charge?
Yep.
All right. I might regret this. Come with me.
Oh no. Okay.
She's going to take you to the captain's cabin. She's going to say, okay, so just two things to remember while we're working here. One, make sure that this lever doesn't move. If it starts moving, just move it back to where it was, okay?
Okay. What lever?
This one right here.
Okay.
Number two, don't touch anything else.
Oh, I can do that.
If something else needs to be done, I'll come back and take care of it myself. All right?
Okay. How do I see out there?
You won't need to. You just need to see that lever and make sure it doesn't move.
All right. Don't die, I guess.
I'll try. And Betty will walk out of the captain's cabin. She'll climb the steps up to the top of the cabin where the front of the boat is. Climb out onto the railing, jump off, and wild shape into a squid.
A squid.
That's interesting.
I want to be a squid.
And in the water, she'll use many arms to push corpses out of the way.
I'm liking more and more Betty.
Okay, so water walk lasts an hour.
Yes.
And let's see, you did 20 minutes of the control water.
30, right?
Only 20. I thought I only have one cast of it too.
Oh, okay.
And Kriv, did you use the gust of wind at the same time? While Ravi was controlling the water? Or did we just let that play out the way it was going?
Here's the one question I have to decide that. Are we like dead of night or like getting into morning-ish?
Dead of night.
Okay, then. In that case, at most I would have done one of those, which I don't know how helpful that is, because otherwise I cannot see, because I'd have to keep casting dark vision.
Okay. So let's just say you keep your spells for dark vision just in case. We haven't cast Gust of Wind. So we're going to let the ship sail at its regular sailing pace. In 20 minutes, that is 1/3 of an hour, which gets us about 1 mile and 2/3. Let's call it 2 miles through this corpse pile while we're controlling water.
Small correction, I'm sorry. I assumed dark vision was an hour for no apparent reason whatsoever. It is 8 hours, so I could do...
Little gust of wind?
Yes.
A little tiny bit.
Apologize. I assumed that spell was worse than it was.
That's fine. We'll give it 3 miles. 3 out of 10 that we need to get through. That gives us another 7 miles that we need to sort of walk and push things out of the way. Walking 7 miles isn't egregious, but working at the same time is quite a bit of effort. So you walk, let's say, how long would it take to walk a mile while you're pushing stuff off the road?
At least a half hour.
You think?
I would say, I mean, if someone's mildly jogging and it takes about 12 minutes
Right. I think
to do an hour, and you're doing
12-minute
like
mile.
heavy lifting.
Yeah. Okay. So at least a half an hour of you guys working together to move each mile. So let's say 3 times we've had to cast water walk, right? Lasts an hour. 3
Yes.
hours in, we made it another 6 miles. We got 1 more mile to go. Hajite, make a perception check.
Loki. Well, that would be a 6.
Okay. Suppose that means you don't notice.
Nope.
Are we ready? Do we want to cast another? It would take 1 more water walk to move the last mile to get through. So that's 4 total. Is that split between the 2 of you? 2 and 2?
That works for me.
Or I
Criv?
can just do my 3 of them. And you got healing stuff that might be fun to bring out. This is like what I prepped my spells for.
Well, I also mean, theoretically, you can ritual cast it, that in the final 10 minutes of somebody's water walk ending, you could ritual cast water walk and save the spell slot.
Would you have to stop to ritual cast it?
That's a good question. It
Okay, so
does not say.
I can only do it twice regardless because I have water breathing up.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly that was, so I just marked it at the new day.
I would think that you would have to stop for 10 minutes to ritually cast a spell.
No, that makes sense. So we'll just go with the regular way.
Okay, so that would be 2 and 2. Ravi's cast it twice, and Kriv has cast it twice. One of you has just cast it again to be able to get through the last bit. Shell's not out on the water. We did not allow that, correct?
No,
Luna either.
if we're lucky, she didn't just jump.
All right, Shell will start squawking madly from the deck of the ship. That will draw your attention, Hajite. Now you're looking at the lever. I hope you've been disciplined for these few hours to make sure
Yeah.
that lever hasn't shifted in
That's
a
the most important thing in my heart. Yeah.
Shell is squawking outside of the cabin.
Oh boy.
I'd say everyone but Arvistan can hear that. He's under the water. He's probably not hearing that.
I'm gonna assume that they would look for that. If she's up there screaming, I'm
Okay.
gonna assume it's their problem, not my problem.
Sure. You've got a job to do, and your job
Yeah,
is
well,
focused in a little room.
What happens if the stick moves? Bad.
So above water is just me and Kriv then on the water, correct?
Yes.
I will turn to them. Do you want to go see what Shell's squawking about, or you want me to?
I can. I glance around real quick before I get anywhere in case it's on the
A lot of corpses out here on the ocean.
Don't like that.
You can't see the surface of the deck from the surface of the water. It's a little bit too high.
I assume we took the rowboat down. I don't really know.
If you had to, I mean, you could just throw a rope ladder over the edge and climb
Okay.
down.
Better.
Yeah. Just trying to climb back up.
Okay. It will become immediately apparent when you get onto the deck of the ship that some of those corpses are not corpses.
Oh no!
3 of them have climbed onto the back of the ship. They look very badly injured, sick and weak, but they don't seem to have any reason behind their faces, and they're crawling their way up towards the cabin. I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh
Shit.
no!
Nat 1.
Nice!
I'm the only one there.
Nice.
Plus my initiative, right?
Yes.
That'll be 18.
Okay.
Oh, I lied. 21.
21!
Nice.
Ooh, shell crit.
9.
9. Okay, good.
Good job, Shell.
Criv got what again?
A nat 1 plus 1 that matters.
Okay.
All right, sick.
And this okay.
Crib's tired, okay.
That was that 20 a natural 20 or a dirty 20?
30, but it's a 21.
Okay. Shell's still going to be a little bit faster than you.
Ninja bird.
All right. So let's see. Think this look.
Lobsters.
Oh my god.
I had a guess for where everyone would be.
It's so cute.
That has not proven accurate.
I love them. I want this on a shirt.
So what we're going to need to do, let's take and say Kriv. We just climbed up on the side of the boat. That's a little bit higher up, so you're going to climb up next to the rowboat. Arvistan, you're in the water. Oh wait, Kriv should approach.
A fish.
I should have these guys the other way around. They're the way they are. Arvistan's out in the water and out beyond where we can see him.
They look like little palm trees.
Luna is gonna. That makes sense for where Luna would be. Well, I almost got some of you. Hajite is going to be inside of the cabin. Ravi's not on the ship. Let's put him pretty close to the front of it. He's pushing stuff out of the way right next to that. Yeah, and I think that works. Shell is the first to act. Also the first to notice the threat. Anyway, so it makes sense to go first. Shell takes orders from no one and doesn't do much other than hit stuff.
Perfect.
So,
it's exactly what we need.
Shell has a movement speed of 50 feet also. So Shell's going to do a classic ship move of charge. Straight at this bug creature that's barely moving. Shell makes 2 beak attacks. Trying to bite at anything that can be gripped. Moving past those big heavy claws and probably going for the face. The big eyes and tentacles seem a little easier to hit. We've got a 20 and a 21, which are both hits.
Oh! Damn!
Damn, she's on
We learned how
fire.
to hit last episode.
Both of those together do a total of 15 points of slashing damage.
Woohoo.
She's got to defend someone, but who could say who?
Herself.
Herself.
Yeah.
The dog.
Unrelated to that, Hajite, you're next.
Sick.
Now, clearly there's a fight going on behind you as you are focused on the lever in front of you.
I can tell.
Shell is not subtle.
Okay. So question about this room. Am I able to open this door behind me?
You'd have to have left it open. It'd be way too claustrophobic to stay in there with the door closed. This
True.
room is full of equipment. You can really just get into this tiny little area just past the entrance of the doorway. And it's halfling size, so you're all crouched down in there at the same time.
So can I turn and see them?
Look over your shoulder. You'll be able to see Shell locked in combat with one of those bugs that is alive.
Oh, shit. Let's see.
But the lever calls.
The lever does call. So I gotta do something quick. I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at
Sure.
level 2 on the green one that I can see.
Okay.
and then immediately go back to the lever.
Dissonant Whispers requires a saving throw. Do you know what sort? I think it's wisdom or charisma.
I believe it's wisdom.
I'll just double check that. It doesn't take but a moment.
I was going to say, I can check that right quick as well.
Wisdom saving throw
Mm-hmm.
is a failure.
Woohoo! Okie dokie. So that is.
Oh, interesting.
At level.
That was a great move.
It's going to be 4d6s. Sick.
What do you whisper into the mind of this bug?
Can I say, get the hell off my boat?
Sure.
But like in a loud, booming, aggressive voice.
That is also a whisper.
As a whisper. Brain whisper. Gonna caress his brain. $13.
All right. So you deliver 13 points of psychic damage to this creature. It has not very much intelligence, so it doesn't necessarily understand the words that you say, but is still hurt by them.
Aw.
It's a horrible thing that you're murdering. This also causes it to use its reaction to move as far away from you as possible, which is its full movement speed, which is not super fast, but fast enough that it's going to knock itself off the boat. It'll also provoke an attack of opportunity from Shell.
Perfect!
As it moves away. Shell hits again for another, maximum damage on that, 11 points of slashing damage. And this bug jumps into the water. Ravi, you can hear it splash nearby you. And it can get that far away before it's spent all of its movement.
That was a big brain move.
Anything else from Hajite? You've just used an action. You're going to stay on the lever?
Yeah.
Okay. Trust everyone else to take care of everything behind you.
They're good. I got one. Maybe.
Okay.
Sort of, kind of.
Okay. Next up will be this red bug in the back. Just going to move forward 1, 2, 3, and use those big pincer claws to try to grab Shell. So 2 claws means 2 attempts. The first one easily grabs the giant bird for a total of 9 points of bludgeoning damage and grapples her. And while she's grappled, lifts her up into the air and tries to grab at another part down by her legs with the other claw. That
I'm not smart, but she ain't dumb.
That will not succeed. But while she is grappled, the bug will bring Shell close to its face. Those tentacles will activate and lift up and start wrapping around and digging into Shell's neck. Shell has to make a Constitution saving throw.
No, the baby.
It is successful.
Woohoo!
But she's grappled right now. Then it is Arvistan's turn. So Arvistan, you're swimming. Pushing big bugs out of the way, these big bug corpses. Have you been surfacing at all in this time, or are you just staying underneath the water?
Normally it's surfacing up from like time to time to see how far I'm moving forward.
How often would you say?
Stuff like. I would say like every 2 minutes.
All right, so probably not right now. That would be way too convenient.
Yeah. Now, Did I hear when the one that went into the water? Do I hear the splash? Do I feel the splash in the water?
You would, yes. So you could see that one from where you are. If you'd like, I can pop up just a little bit to show you.
Okay. Do I see it moving?
It's flailing. It's struggling to try to keep itself close to the surface.
Okay. I go up the water and turn around and look at Robbie like, "Hey, Robbie, I think I found an alive one down over there." And I guess that's the only thing that I can do for now. Because I don't know what the hell is happening on the boat.
Would I recognize that it fell from the boat? Like the fact that it just clearly fell from a height into the water?
Yeah. I mean, you already are interested in what's going on with the boat since you sent Kriv over there to investigate.
Arvisan, it was on the boat.
It was on the. Wait, what? How? I thought all of these were dead.
That's enough conversation for one turn. Arbstan, would you like to move or act?
I will act knowing they came from the boat that Robbie told me. I'm guessing people in the boat is fighting, so I'm gonna swim towards it and try to hit it with my daggers.
All right. Let's get up there. Feel free to try. Your dagger didn't do too much damage to the dead one before. No reason you can't use your daggers underwater?
You said that it was flailing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's struggling.
Its legs
because
are
it
going
can't-
mostly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not swimming well.
That'll be 16 plus. What is it? 6. Yes. So that'll be 22 to hit.
All right. The first dagger will strike true.
For D4 plus 4 for 5 damage.
Okay.
And
Strike
the
at that
next
softer underbelly. Get one good blow in.
And the next one is gonna be a 9 plus 6 to hit. That'll be 15 to hit.
That one will not hit. It'll strike into the
Okay.
carapace, but it'll be too thick and it'll glance off of your dagger.
Okay. That'll be it.
All right. Luna would be next then.
Where's Lunette?
Let's get back onto the ship. Luna is down at the opposite end.
Can Luna make it next to Shell?
Sure, probably. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not even as far as Luna can go.
Okay, cool. And we'll attack with Luna.
You'll have to bite a leg. There's not much else for Luna to get purchase on.
Yes. That'll be a miss.
Okay. Is that it for Luna?
Yeah.
Okay, next up will be Ravi, out on the water.
Can I see the bug from where I'm at?
Yes, it's up on breaching the surface. It's trying to stay as close to the surface of the water as possible.
I was meaning the turquoise one on the ship, but
Oh, those no.
Drown it.
in that case, I will summon my spiritual weapon next to it and make an attack.
Next to which one?
Well, the only one that I can see, so the green one.
All right. Let's put that weapon there.
Dirty 20.
All right, Freyr's great sword strikes once again.
10 damage.
Okay, so strike from the sword is enough to stop the movement of this bug and send it back into the rest of its company. Just another dead corpse floating in the water. Anything else from Ravi?
Is push a bonus action?
Push? Like push a corpse?
Yep.
Get back to work?
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
And that's what I'll do, because I don't think I can afford to leave this area and just leave the bugs to pummel the front of the ship.
That probably wouldn't work well. You can, as a partial replacement for Kriv, use your bonus action on your turns to have that great sword, the spiritual weapon, maybe kind of golf club some to the side if possible.
That was the game plan, yeah.
Okay. We'll leave you guys up there. Head back onto the boat where the other bug is going to make its move. Let's see. Shell is being grappled. This bug doesn't think, it just acts. So we got 1, 2, 3. That post is kind of in the way. 4. Kind of crawl around in front of the door. Try to attack Kriv.
Cool.
Kriv, there's a big pincer coming for you.
Gross.
Gross.
It rolls a 23 to grab you.
Wow.
So it's going to grapple you and lift you up. The crushing strength of the pincer is going to have 1 die roll on the table and 1 roll off. Do maximum damage.
Cool.
So you're going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are grappled. It'll then try to strike at you with the other pincer. There's enough Kriv to get 2 hands on. But that one will not be successful. And then it pulls you close to its face, and you can see its tentacles raise up to try to suck onto your face.
Ew.
I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is 2. That was a nat 1.
Woo.
Okay.
I'm getting these dice.
You're getting your face sucked.
The tentacles wrap around on you. You feel it trying to inject something into you. You try to keep your mouth shut and prevent that from happening, but it does succeed. You are poisoned and paralyzed.
Does it feel quite similar to when I got paralyzed by the other bug on land?
Not dissimilar, but something went down your throat.
How did it taste?
Oh.
I don't like the ocean, you guys.
It's not
Did
a
it
good
taste
place.
Good.
No. Well, it didn't really go past your tongue. You didn't have a chance to savor it.
No. Shame.
So, you could ask Kriv later if they survive and become unparalyzed.
I almost made it to my own turn, too.
It is your turn next. Now, what you can do at the end of your turn is repeat your Constitution saving throw to try to end the paralysis and poison.
And I believe that's also the only thing I can currently do, right?
If you're poisoned and paralyzed, there's not a whole lot of other options.
Yep, okay. Okay. Constitution 14.
Okay, that is enough
Cool.
to sort of shake off the paralysis on yourself. Now, you're still grappled by this huge bug, but you're not frozen anymore.
Cool.
Then it's back to Shell, who is also grappled by a huge bug. Shell. Okay, so Shell has a couple options right now. Try to attack the bug while being grappled, or try to escape the grapple and not be grappled anymore. I think Shell's MO is to go crazy and try to hit this thing. So we're going to try that. Shell, lifted up in the air, is going to strike with her beak and her talons, anything she has available. Her first strike with the beak is a miss, Then she tries again with the feet, and those will hit. She'll do a total of 5 points of slashing damage to the big red bug. And then next up is Hajite. Oh, Hajite is MIA for a
Here I
second.
am. I was listening.
Hajite, you take a quick look over your shoulder again. You see that there's another bug just outside the door,
Gosh,
holding
dang it.
Kriv in one of its big pincers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, shucks.
Ugh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Well, psychic seemed pretty good. Yeah. Let's do Dissonant Whispers again, but this time I want to run it at level 3.
All right. So let's try to make that saving throw. Is this on the blue one?
Yeah, I can't really see the other one.
This one has succeeded on its saving throw.
That is A-okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we're going to roll anyway.
Kriv, it's not a bad thing. If it had failed on the saving throw, it would have to move away from Hajite and probably jump into the water with you.
I would hate that more. Yeah.
I said 3, right? Okay. Yeah, cool.
Another buggy insult.
3.
23?
Yeah.
So we've got to cut that in half.
Yep.
Goes to 11.
That is still not bad.
Pretty good. And do you stay on the lever?
Yeah.
It'll be tough to get out at this point.
Yeah, I gotta stay out. Like, walking out, that won't do me much good anyway.
Okay. Since Shell is already caught in one of the pincers, as that red bug attempts to strike with that one, it's an automatic hit. And that is going to do 9 points of bludgeoning damage to Shell.
Well, that's mean.
Luckily, she's got lots of hit points. They won't last forever, as it tries with the other pincer as well. That is going to miss. And then it tries once again with the tentacles to infect Shell.
Ninja shell.
Shell is going to fail on the Constitution saving throw that time and become paralyzed. Then it is Arvistan's turn.
Alrighty.
It's going well down there in the water.
Now I'll just. Shit. I guess we're moving things to the side. So
And Betty
the boat
also.
does. Betty is. Where is Betty?
Betty is not involved in the combat, as she is moving corpses out of the way.
Is she like behind us?
Probably in front
up
of you.
with us?
She's doing most of the heavy lifting. She's got a lot of tentacles, so she's pushing everything.
While being there in the water, can I hear everybody else fighting in the boat?
Since you surfaced, I'd say you probably heard some sounds of fighting. You'd have heard your wolf, most certainly. Shell is very loud. Kriv, maybe not. Kriv got paralyzed pretty quick.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm gonna turn and look at Robbie. Are you okay over here? I'm gonna go to the boat and help them out over there. And I start making my move towards the boat.
All right. So you've got a swimming speed of 30 feet, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's Ravi. That's not Arvistan. That's not what we want. This is what we want. So you can get here.
How much would it take for me to get on the boat?
Use an action to move further.
Okay, can I use my action to get behind the red one?
You want to
But
get
like,
up onto the boat.
yes, hopping onto the boat, but like on the like one block away from the lobster. Is that
So
possible?
Kriv was able to approach the boat from this end with the rope ladder. So there isn't
Okay.
really any easy access to climb up on this side. You probably have to go past and get up over here and then move from there. I can get you in the rowboat if you use your action to dash. If you want to
Okay.
be, say, here. That'll give you a view on the two big bugs.
Okay.
Although you're a little bit lower than they are.
Yeah, and that'll be my action. I won't be able to attack, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I'll
All
be
right. And then Luna will be next.
there. Attacking that yummy lobster in front of her.
Delicious.
That'll be a 20.
It's not. It's foul. It does not taste good.
That's
Been
that's
floating with
65.
rotting bugs for who knows how long.
So that'll be 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And
Want to be double sure.
Would the poison just taste like butter then?
It would not. No.
now,
I do not believe
Will
that
it-
lobsters naturally produce butter.
is it too big to fall? Is it too big to fall prone?
I'm just checking that now.
Okay.
There's nothing in the wolf stat block that says anything about the size of the creature, so it will have to make that saving throw.
Okay. 12 or higher.
Certainly made.
Alrighty.
Successful. So what's the damage that
So the
Luna's
damage is
doing?
gonna be 2d4s. Where is my d4? Not this one. It's this one. Okay. That's 4. All right. Plus 5% damage. That'll be 13 damage.
Oh, so maximum.
Yes. Right here. 4 and 4.
All right. Is that it for Luna? She's going to stay in that position?
That'll be it for Luna. She's gonna stand there.
All right.
Stay
Ravi
there.
is next.
I will be pushing bugs out of the way.
Pushing corpses. Let's see how the party does without Ravi helping. Next is this turquoise giant bug. Who has Kriv grappled, so you're going to get an automatic pincer hit. Which is unpleasant, but to be expected. It's another 9 points of damage. It's going to attempt to put another pincer on you with... Ooh. That's a 24 to hit.
Yep.
So we're going to be grappled by 2 pincers. Does another 12 points of damage. I'd like you to make another Constitution saving throw as the tentacles once again reach out for you.
12.
12 is not enough. You are once again force-fed and paralyzed.
Ugh.
It's not looking good for Kriv. 7
Poison.
hit points.
Stack though, right? That's just a thing
No.
that
And you
Use-
shook it off already. And you have an opportunity to do so again. I'm sorry to say that your second turn in this combat is also going to have to be a repeat saving throw.
Okay. Nope, that's a 6.
All right, so you will stay paralyzed. Shell is paralyzed. She's going to reattempt her saving throw and fail and remain paralyzed. Hajite is next.
Yes, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't want to leave. Can I reach out and touch it?
It is close enough for you to do that, yes.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
Let's do that at level 2.
That's right. You haven't been running through your spells. Melee spell attack. So it's been a while since you've done one of those. It's a d20 roll with a +7 to hit for you.
Yes, sir. 19.
Okay, that is a hit.
And then. Sorry, I haven't used this one yet, so I'm unsure. 3d10 at level 2, so 4d10.
Could be up to 40 damage. Unlikely, but possible.
$22.
All right. Hajite coming with the big damage. It's necessary. This creature is still angry, but is starting to turn its attention towards you, Hajite.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that, you guys. Quick question. Did it drop Kriv?
Not presently.
Okay.
Still holding Kriv. With a double hold. 2 pincers.
It's like we're dancing.
It's a lot like that. Not in a good way. But there is the other bug that is holding Shell, who is paralyzed. Shell's going to take some extra damage right now. Another 13 points. Still better than Kriv, who is not looking great. The other pincer's going for Luna. That's going to be a good grab on Luna. So she's going to get lifted up. She's going to take 11 points of damage from the pincer. And then the tentacles are coming for the young wolf. So, Jason, could you make a Constitution saving throw for Luna, please?
Oh,
She has
boy.
a +5.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna use you. So, con. $21.
All right. So she does not get paralyzed at this moment. Then it will be Arvistan's turn.
Can I get up there now?
You can if you'd like.
With my movement? Yes, please.
Where would you like to go?
In between the blue one and Shell. Yes.
Just there?
And yep. Wait. Actually, where can I have a view of it? Like the front view.
The front view?
Yeah. Because I'm guessing he's focused on Hashite right now.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, because
The one below you, yes.
yeah. Yeah, I'll try to. That's the one that he's holding to holding on to Criff still, right?
Currently, yes.
All right, I'm gonna do double arrow attack so he can let Criff go.
You will be at disadvantage from this position. You're too close.
Can I move a little bit further to not be at disadvantage?
You'd have to get
Without-
to here.
Okay, perfect. Because daggers aren't that much. So
You're an archer. We understand.
So that'll be 19 to hit.
Okay,
10
the
plus
first arrow will hit.
And the second one will be a 15 plus 9. That'll be 24.
All right, you will hit with both arrows.
All right.
Tear through a weakened section of the carapace. It's been soaked for too long. Salt water has festered and created an infected wound.
Yeah, so D8. Where's my D8? Right. This one, right? Yes. So D8 for the first one is going to be 3 plus 4. That'll be 7 damage for the first arrow. And the second arrow is going to be again 3 plus 4.
Okay.
So that'll be 14 damage total.
Excellent. Is that it for Arvistan?
Does he drop Criff?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
It's a pincer-like grip.
Yeah, that is true.
Surprisingly strong.
Barsking is an action, right? Not a bonus action.
I'm not sure. I want to say yes. I'll check though.
It's a action.
It's an action. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, that'll be it for me.
Okay. Luna will be next. Luna is currently grappled, but not paralyzed.
Okay, she's going to attack it,
She's going to have to bite at the pincer that's holding her.
and she misses.
Okay. Ravi, still pushing?
Show am.
All right. He's out there pushing corpses. You guys can handle this. No problem.
I'm gonna tell somebody who says, "Hey, Ravi, we can't handle this." That's what I'm gonna do.
Let's see if it'll be Kriv saying that. You're still grappled. I think you're grappled by 2 pincers right now, correct?
Yes.
So one of them is going to automatically damage you for 13 points. That will send you unconscious.
Yep.
The other one is going to damage you and give you 1 death saving throw failure.
Pity.
On this bug's next turn, it will pinch you twice and kill you. Kriv's turn. Make
Whoever-
another death saving throw.
Oh boy. That's just a straight throw, right?
Yep, just a d20 roll.
12.
That's a success.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta be 10 or higher.
okay. I forget.
All right. Shell is still paralyzed. Let's see if we can shake that off. Shell has Constitution +1, so Shell is no longer paralyzed at the end of her turn. She starts kicking and flapping again. And then it's Hajite's turn.
All right, I'm gonna touch it again.
Touch it more.
How many? We've hit this thing like 4 times at this point, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste a level 4 spell. Fine.
Could waste a spell, or you could waste a Dragonborn.
It's true.
A funny thing about all this fight, you think that God over here told us that they were pretty badly damaged, but they still don't want to die.
All right.
Bugs aren't a joke.
Well,
I can see that.
I did roll an at 20.
Oh!
There it is. Give us all that damage, and we're gonna double it.
It's at a level 4 too.
So that's what, 5d10?
Yeah. This better do something, or I'm gonna be mad. Got a fine 5, dang.
We've got to do math.
35.
35, and that gets doubled up to 70.
Oh,
That's
no.
the most damage anyone in the party has done with a single hit
yeah.
thus far.
He's super dead.
Oh, he most certainly is.
Yes. Finally.
Crib spills out on the deck, unconscious. No, you don't disappear. You could still be there.
Disappeared.
It leaves one more bug to deal with. Anything else on Hajite's turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, damn, can somebody get the other one?
Okay.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah. Just do
And then I'm
70
gonna
damage.
focus
It'll
on
be
the
fine. Do that spell you got from a weird fish shaman.
I did. It was beautiful.
That's
Thank
what
you,
you-
Fish Shaman.
Tell everybody to do that.
And I'm gonna look at the stick with an intensity.
Okay.
I just imagine this awkward, like, got him. Okay.
You scoot back on the little rolly stool. Try not to go too far away while Crib is dying behind you. There are 2 auto hits, one for Shell and one for Luna.
Wow. This guy's double-handing it.
Shell is going to take 15 points of damage. For reference, Shell is still at 26 hit points.
Oh my goodness. I forget how beefy she is.
Luna is going to take 12 points. Luna, who has been hit twice, is now at 16 hit points.
Yep.
And then the tentacles will go for Luna. So let's have Luna make another Constitution saving throw, please.
That'll be what's it? A 6 or a 9? No, that'll be 11.
Okay. Then Luna will be paralyzed.
Shit.
It will be Arvistan's turn.
Can I see those big ass googly eyes that I saw when in one of them when I went into the water?
Yeah, but there are big pincers and a big bird also shifting around in the way. There's a lot of movement.
Potions are an action or a bonus action.
An action.
I'm gonna go run down towards Criff and give her my potion.
Okay, let's give Kriv a healing potion.
What do I have to roll for that?
2d4 plus 2.
That'll be 9 points.
All right, Arvistan uncorks a little bottle of healing potion, pours it down Kriv's throat, and they resuscitate with 9 hit points.
Thank you.
That'll be it for me.
Okay, Luna is paralyzed. She may repeat her saving throw.
It's con, right?
Yes.
Nope.
All right, so she'll remain paralyzed. On Ravi's turn, he is pushing corpses out of the way happily, trusting that his friends are able to take care of the threat on the ship. And then it is Kriv's turn. And they are able to act on this one.
Yay!
Thanks to Arvistan.
I'm not paralyzed anymore?
No,
Whoa.
unconscious.
I was very ill prepared for this.
It's all right. You were doing your job.
But cool fun fact is I have one thing I can do. One, which is Firebolt. At the one that I can see on the boat here.
Right. Just the one that's an issue anymore.
Yeah. Okay. That is 16 to hit.
16 will hit it. You'll arc your little shot just past the big bird and wolf. Burn this waterlogged bug.
Why do I... Where's my defense? Oh, there it is. It hid from me. Okay, my bad. Okay.
I said, I don't want to be part of this.
That is 6 damage.
All right. Hey, not bad.
Yeah, something.
Okay. Anything else from Kriv? Are you happy with your position? Got a bonus action ready if you want it.
I don't have any bonus actions, so I think that's it.
Okay. We'll go back to Shell, who the bug made a mistake not paralyzing. She will once again flail and try to attack it. She's lost a lot of hit points. That just makes her more angry, as the first attack with the beak is a critical hit.
She's really gotten it together on those hits.
She's figuring it out. That's for a total of 16 points of damage. And then she'll flail out and kick with her talons. That will also hit for another 9 points of damage, which is enough to stop this creature from moving and kill it once again. That'll bring us back to a point where we are no longer fighting anything. No one's dying, so we can end our initiative count.
Yes.
As that final giant bug creature dies, it sort of lets out little death gurgles. You can see it lunge forward just a little bit, and it starts spewing out seawater, vomiting all over the deck. And then it spews with such ferocity that some of its tentacles start to fall off and just sort of fall lifeless onto the floor. And then as it collapses down onto the ground and those last few tentacles come ripped out of its mouth, it lets loose a giant pile of maggots.
Ooh.
Soaked in seawater.
Ooh, yum.
I'll just double check who was right there. That was Luna and Shell, who were closest to it. 3 of those maggots start wriggling and moving. They're probably about an inch long. And very quickly, they climb over towards Luna and Shell. One of them starts climbing in between the toes on Luna's paw, and then gets up in her fur and starts climbing up her leg.
Ew, ew,
I
ew.
run, seeing this, I run and try to take it away immediately with
Sure.
with one of the daggers and
It's-
just
and-
kill
and-
it.
And it's moving fast, but you're faster than a maggot. So you reach out with the dagger. You just cut it off of Luna's fur, and then try to kill it.
Yes.
Okay, we've got 2 climbing up Shell. Shell's a lot taller. She could scrape one off of one of her legs, but the other one gets up into the feathers on her other leg.
I'm gonna try. Since I'm there, I'm gonna try and take it off away from her. Like try to find it and take it off away, risking it that she's gonna bite the living hell out of me.
Okay. Do you use your daggers, or do you use your hands, or do you use what?
I'll use my hands. With her, with Shell, I gotta be careful.
Okay. Take a little bit of care to not anger Shell and cause yourself a bigger problem. You grab at the maggot, it rings out of your hand just a little bit, starts crawling up your arm. It's quick, Harvestan, do something.
Take it out of my arms and just kill it.
Okay.
Slice it in half.
Cut that maggot up and leave it. You can see, as fast as those maggots were, there are only 3 out of probably about 6 or 7 dozen. All of the rest of those dead and drowned.
I turn around and look at Kriv and Hajite. Uh, these ones are dead over here. They were moving way faster than normal for being maggots. You think you guys can inspect it and see what the hell they are?
Can try to take a look. Looks like Hajite's a little busy right now. Can I like poke it around my greatstaff a little bit, like like to move stuff and look so I don't gotta touch it?
Poke it with the end of your quarterstaff because you don't want to get too close to it.
Or actually directly touch it?
When you poke the maggot, make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no!
Oh shit.
4!
All right, just before you're about to poke the maggot, you hear the loud cacophony of a cicada noise inside your head. It drowns out any other sound that you can hear, and it hurts you to even get close to crushing that maggot. So you pull your staff away and don't do it.
Ew.
What happened, Kriv? Did it do anything to you?
I could hear the bugs in my head again like before. I think it's like what Hajite heard earlier trying to reach Derek. Wait, no, I wasn't there for that. Like when we saw it before in the test.
Yep.
So you're saying that this might be connected to the judge?
They're definitely the only 2 things I've ever encountered or heard of that I recall that bugs scream in your head.
Do you think it's safe to keep them? Are they alive or are they dead?
The maggots?
Yeah. I'm guessing alive if they emitted that sound, right?
Did they?
Well, I'm assuming because you said I didn't squish it.
You did not squish it. That doesn't mean that the maggot made the sound. Only you heard it, Kriv.
Yeah. I don't know where it came from.
Do you want me to kill it? Like, toss an arrow to it, saying that, and see what happens.
Are you just saying shoot it again?
I'm saying, like, throw an arrow to it and kind of kill it, because if you getting close to it, you heard that ringing, sounding noise. Maybe it seems like it's still alive, and it's connected somehow to the judge. Or do you just want to keep it like that and get Robbie over here for him and see if he can inspect it better?
I don't know what shooting it again would do. Can I not like poke at it all to look, not trying to like squish anything? Is it just like getting close to it?
It was a quick reaction. Even getting close with the quarterstaff just made you writhe in pain. It just hurt.
I don't know what else we can learn from this. If you got ideas, go ahead, but I think I'm sitting this one out for a minute here.
All right, let's just wait for Robbie to come up here.
Whenever we have no more questions we can answer with this, I want to get it off the ship, though.
Let's toss everything over the water and keep one sealed so Robbie can check it out whenever he gets here.
Hey, whatever the hell we're doing, we need to keep moving.
I mean, we are moving.
I was gonna say we haven't. I'm still pushing bugs.
Yeah, the guys,
I was gonna say,
the guys up front are
down there by himself.
the guys are still up front pushing everything to the side, so we should be good. We haven't stopped at all.
Yeah, but it was taking 4 of you doing that before, and now there are 2.
Is there anything obviously different enough from all the other corpses in the water to save one for Robbie to look at? He's seeing plenty right now.
Didn't we have one on the ship already? Did that one come to life?
2. You had one that was dead, stayed dead. Nothing else happened to it. You have 2 more now.
Yeah, see, you were fine.
And they're very heavy. I mean, they're large creatures. It would be difficult for you guys to toss them off the boat right now if you wanted to. You'd need some help. You might want to call Ravi and or Betty up to help you with that.
Well, I'll just go help push stuff. I will cast Cure Wounds on myself, though.
Okay, I was sending you back in the water to push and keep moving.
I go back into the water, swim next to Robbie, explain to him everything that happened in the boat, and tell him about the maggots and what Criff heard, and continue pushing things to the sides.
I mean, if you and them want to come down and start pushing stuff out of the way, I will get back up there and I will kill the maggots.
Like we need to figure out, because apparently Criv heard something like desiccated sound whenever the judge was trying to communicate with us. That's what she kind of told me whenever she was going to poke the maggot. So I'm wondering if it has to be something, if it has to do something with the judge or something like that. So if you can, before getting rid of it, can you, like, I don't know, investigate it and see what you can do with it before getting rid of it?
I'll be.
You were
Go ahead,
right.
Criv.
I'm just saying, why don't you look at it? You're right there.
Because I'm not prone into this type of investigation or have any type of magic at all to
You
be
can
able
look
to
at it with
inspect
your
it.
eyes. That's what I did. That's what I tried to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, maybe use some type of sort of magic or something like that and see what's the deal with it. That's my opinion. Now, if you just want to just throw them all away to the water and just get rid of it and not even worry about it, just, hey, that's up to you guys.
I'll be honest. Anything that a giant bug has that can speak into our minds, I'm a bit wary of. The longer we keep it on the ship, it might be able to communicate with the judge itself. I don't want the judge knowing where our ship is. I want it dead.
All right. I'll just keep pushing.
Okay. Criv, do you hop back down into the water to start moving corpses again?
Yeah.
Ravi, you're climbing up to dispose of the bugs that are on the deck.
Oh yeah.
Hajite watching the lever to make sure that the ship keeps going in the right direction.
Sure am.
Criv, as you hop down into the water, in your mind you'll hear a gentle hum of insect wings flapping against each other. A cacophony of them, thousands, millions probably. And the voice of the judge will speak to you.
Oh
And will say,
"And no creature is hidden from our sight. All are naked and exposed to our eyes.
And you'll feel a maggot squirm around in you.
Oh no!
And that's where we'll end.
Oh! I told you not to eat poison.
Oh, thanks, Bud. You should have told me that earlier. I wouldn't have.
It's maggot version of ceremal
Oh no!
focus.
That means the poor animals are dealing with this.
No, the animals, I saved them. They have no maggots on them. I
They
took
were
them off.
poisoned.
You got a lot of
Oh!
fingers there, Jason.
Oh,
They were
shit!
both poisoned.
Shit, they were poisoned. That's right.
You're probably gonna go mad up there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Luna and Shell, yeah.
Oh.
I don't like this.
That's not great.
We guys are gonna have a bonding moment because
A lot of problems with all this. And you guys are going to be thinking about them for a week. And you're going to realize all the more ways that you haven't thought of yet that all of this is really bad.
Oh, boy.
whew.
All right, is everybody okay to play next week?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
We're into September. Next week is our stream anniversary. 1 year
Woot.
since episode 1. Okay, well, that's probably our longest one that we've done to date, but I think it was well worth it. We needed at least half an hour of interrogating Arvistan.
I know, right?
Learn a little.
Yeah.
At least
Oh.
coming back, so you better think of it, buddy.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna avoid it as much as possible.
You've had a year.
Yeah, right? It's been a whole year. You don't even know where you're from.
I'm from the
There's no
Kraken
friends
School.
there.
You should have made your character have amnesia so you didn't have to figure it out. That's what I did.
You know, I think I have a little bit because, you know, that burning sensation from the Thunder Lord that just
Oh, yeah.
melted me.
Melted half his brain. He's got wood brain now.
Yep. I can't remember anything.
Makes him think of
I don't-
submarines and junk.
I
Yep.
don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about it. That's gross. Thankfully, we went to my terrain first, so we got that over and done with real quick.
Woo, woo.
Nailed down where all that is. So
Yeah, we're done with Ravis and Hajite.
well, we're not done with them. There's still a lot going on with those.
Oh no, yeah, definitely, but at
From
least
mine.
most part of it is done.
This is whack. We're getting IMs from him.
Yeah. So I suppose then until next week, we'll see what happens with Kriv and everyone else. Goodbye. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Peace.
Oh.